Hey again, so this is part 2 of integrating the Heyzap leaderboards inside of our Android game called Super Bug Killer. I just figured out something a moment ago once we had some problems. What we saw was what this little banner at the top was popping up saying you just scored 291, your personal best is 291. Now I know why that happened and I've adjusted the code here. So what we need to do, and I'm doing this inside of the main game script, so this is the main game scene in Unity here. Once the game is over, okay, once the game is finished and it's game over, what you need to do is pass the score that they just got, okay? So in this case, we're doing Heyzap lib submit score, the score that we just got in this game, not the high score. You don't have to submit the high score, okay? Because Heyzap will figure that out for you. They'll know whether this score was higher than your previous one or not, okay? So sending in the score, this is so that they know the rank. We're making it a string because you have to send a string. We're sending the score again. This is the one that is actually displayed in like the leaderboards. So rank 1 has 1 million, rank 2 has 500,000. So it's just the same as before. And then the leaderboard ID that we've got down here. And that's it. That's just this function here, this bomb was hit or halo object missed. This was actually from our other game called AimX, because Super Bug Killer is a reskin of AimX, and so I didn't change the function call here. But this is called once the game is over, and it's only called once. And inside a Unity Android conditional compilation, so this only happens on Android. Then we submit the score, okay? And I'm just going to demonstrate this to you on the device as well. So here we go. We've got the main game scene. 327 is the highest score so far. And if I click on leaderboards, the main leaderboard scene will pop up, hopefully, because my internet is just being strange today. There you go, 327. So we've got that there, position 1. Okay, I'm just going to click the back on the device. Play. I'm just going to die quickly. I'm going to let one of these flies go past. And there the pop-up at the top. You scored 220, your best is 327. And then it goes away. If you tap on it, it actually pops up, and then you can see the leaderboards. If I click on play again, then it takes us to this main collect bees score multiplier scene. Click next, and I'm going to beat 327 now. So just give me 1 second. All right, so 380, 90, game over. All right, there we go. That sort of interstitial, I think it's called an interstitial ad or board or whatever you want to call it, pops up, and that's really cool. It's cool because it happens immediately after the game is finished. Most likely that players come into the game first time. If they play the game, they might not go back into the main menu. They might just game over, all right, finished. This way, it's actually game over, they finish playing that session, and then it pops up, and then it's like a call for action. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll share my score, all right, share it to my friends, and then I'll go and do something else. Because they're unlikely to go back into the main menu after the game is finished for probably most of the time, I'm guessing. But this is great to put it here. So if I just click on, if I click share, then that pops up as well, this message that we saw before, and they just scored 440 and ranked number 1, post, and it's now posting away. And then it comes back into the game, and this is just our own pop-up that we've got here. This isn't part of Heyzap. And I'm just going to click play again. All right, play again. There we go. And then we can go back. I've just tapped on the leaderboards button there, and it should show 440 as our new high score. There we go, we got it. And I'm just going to do one more test. I want to see what happens if we beat the score, and then but we don't want to submit it. How does that work? Do we have to click back, or could we tap on somewhere else on the screen to get rid of that sort of pop-up, that interstitial pop-up? So I've got 600 now. All right, game over. It's popped up again. A personal best 714. Okay, I'm going to tap there we go, and I just tapped anywhere else on the screen, and it went away. So that's cool. That's good. We don't want to force the user to do something. Click play again. Next. Okay, there we go. So that's pretty good. In terms of tracking this, well, I'm not too worried about tracking it, say, like through Flurry or Localytics, so that we can see how many people actually tapped on submit the score. Because we'll see in the leaderboards themselves, like how many times it's been, we'll see how many players have actually submitted a score. So I think that's okay for now. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to adjust this button here, and I'm going to go back into Unity to do this. I'm going to find my main menu scene, fly slice, main menu. And I am just going to adjust this to look like the Heyzap check-in button, because that was fine before. The mesh renderer, I need to find it, don't I? So Heyzap circle, no, I actually want the Heyzap check-in. There we go, Heyzap check-in button. Okay, so this is provided. This was actually installed when we installed the Unity package before for Heyzap. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go to Advanced. Generate bitmaps, no, because no matter the distance from the camera, we want to keep it the same resolution because this is a 2D game, and the button, we want it to be high resolution. So I'm going to just change this to 256, 16-bit, click Apply. It's only 16 kilobytes, that's very small, we might adjust that. Heyzap button, I'm going to click Enter to copy that, Command and C. I am going to go up to Material, actually I'm going to just paste in Heyzap button. I don't think we have a material for this yet, which is fine, because whenever you want to put something visual in the game, you need to make it a material and then apply the texture to that material, and then it can go in the game. Alright, so materials, right click, create material, Command and V to paste. So I've got the Heyzap material, which is empty right now, as you can see. Heyzap button, I've just pasted that in so we can now see the texture and the material. Drag that texture onto the material. I'm going to set the shader to be a mobile particles alpha blended. So that basically means that we're using a mobile shader which renders faster. It's a little bit more efficient, specifically for mobile. And alpha blended so that it has the transparency parts in it as well. And I'm going to get the material. I'm just going to drag it into the scene here. As you can see, it applies to anything that we drag over. So that's kind of handy, and I just want it on this button here. So there we go. And alright, so I need to place this somewhere. I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller. Actually, no, I'm going to move this down again, because this is actually a better place to look at it, as it would look on the final on the device at the end. Final look. Okay, I'm just going to turn this around a little bit. And I think what we'll do is put a check-in button down here, and I'm just sort of deciding where to put this right now, guys, so bear with me for just a moment. Woodboard one, I think we've got a bit of a scaling issue at the moment here with this one. Because it's been sort of rotated around. I don't think this would make any difference. No, it wouldn't. Okay, that's alright, not a big problem. Let me just move this fly out of the way. Might have this on the top right because everything's going to seem a little bit squished down there at the bottom. Got this bee over here. I might delete one of these bees or one of these flies perhaps. It's not really necessary for them to be there. Checking. Okay, I think that's okay. Let me just shift this bee over here. Play leaderboards, check in. Okay, seems to be a bit twisted here, so I'm just going to put 360 and 0. Alright, yeah, that's a little bit more level now, isn't it? I just noticed that the backboard is a little bit skewed. Alright, so I'm going to adjust this and just plant it up there, I think. I'm also going to take this killer shooting sniper X button and just shift this up here a little bit, make it a tad smaller, and I might put a board behind that as well. Okay, wooden board, copy and paste, and I'm just going to drag this up here so I can find the killer shooting sniper X button, make it a child. Yep, set it as the position is 0, 0, so it's actually behind it. The problem is it's might look a little bit squashed, but we'll see how it goes. It doesn't look too bad. We're doing okay there, I think. I'll adjust this one slightly. I might keep this one down here, actually. I'll need to polish this later on. It doesn't look too good at the moment, to be honest. But you know, I think the most important thing of this is basically the play and the leaderboards thing here. This has to look pretty good. Or not. What I mean is it has to be central. You know, this I want to make this play and leaderboards the main sort of thing, because it's one of the things that pushes the social aspects of the game. You know, the challenges of the viralness. So I want to definitely make this play and leaderboards front and center. Okay, so save project. The check-in button we said we wanted to update as well. So I'm going to go into General Scripts, double-click on the main menu, and I want to update this text here. So the check-in button, as I mentioned before, this is basically when the user plays the game, say they don't submit a high score, but they click on check-in, this posts to their Facebook wall and says, hey, I just played this game, check it out. And that's really cool. So, hey, check out my score in Super Bug Killer. We get the high score. And then we want to add a new string, or add a sentence to the end of that. Check out my high score, full stop after the score. And then think you can beat me. Smiley face, haha. Alright. Control and S to save. Go back into this. Alright, and I'm going to just move this down a touch because the ads are actually going to be popping up on this top right of the screen here, so I don't want this button to go, you know, too in the way of the ads. And since we're actually doing an update on Super Bug Killer, I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing there as well. So I'm just going to go to my logo scene. And what we do in Super Bug Killer is we use AdMob ads for this one. But to be honest, the click-through rate, the amount of taps on ads, is not very good at the moment because the ads are out of the way. Now, you know, generally, it's not good to have ads in a place where they will always be tapped. So, you know, that's dangerous because one, the ad network might cancel you, but also because it creates a negative user experience. But you want to balance that. You know, if you're getting such a low click-through rate and you've got a free game out there, you want to make money from it, of course. So, you know, put ads in a place where they might tap on it sometimes, but once the user does tap on it, maybe they know, oh, not to tap on this again, you know, or they know to avoid it. So it's a balance, you know what I mean? But, you know, some people might say, oh, well, you shouldn't do that for games. But my argument is, you're making free games. You need to monetize it somehow with players that won't pay any real money. But what we do is, if user players want any money, if they pay $1 in the game, the ads get removed from the game. So, you know, the ads will never appear for a user that has paid real money. So let's go into our AdMob Android banner. I'm going to double click on this. And I need to adjust the position. I won't explain all of this code here, and I'm just going to do this quickly so that you guys can, you know, just sort of see the workflow. And then if anybody's interested in a specific AdMob ads or an ad network integration into Unity, then please let me know.